We'll all become very cognizant of Jack. So I want to talk about his personal story. I want to talk about how many times he tried and failed and what kept him going. I want to talk where is he today and how he got here. I will begin this question. Jack, why are you back at Davos? It's a long break for 7 years. I think my last trip here was year 2008. But I was coming for year 2001 for Young Global Leader for Tomorrow. And I think I never heard about Davos when I came. But when I came into Switzerland, so many young people demonstrated. It was such a horrible sense. I asked them, what are they doing? They say, anti-globalization. And I said, why globalization is good? Why people don't like it? And then we came on the way for 2 hours. Here's a machine gun, people checking us. God, it's a film of prison. Uh, but what is that? When I joined the forum as a young global leader, I was thrilled by so many ideas. For the first 4 years, I learned what does globalization mean, what does a cooperative, what does a social responsibility mean, all these new ideas, and I saw so many great leaders talking about leadership, and I benefited a lot. In year 2008 and 9, when the financial crisis came, I thought go back to work because we can never win the world by talking. So go back, spend 7 years. Now I come back and I think it's time to do something. I learned so much. 12 years ago, why I should talk young global leader today, sharing with them how we grow. Let's start with where you are today. Where is Alibaba? Many people come every day. Many people come in the week. Yeah, we have over our site every day, um, every day, and we created 100 million every day. We created 14 million jobs for China directly and indirectly, and we grow from 18 people to 30,000 people, 18 people in my apartment to now we have 4 big campus. Compared to 15 years ago, we are big, but compared to 50 years later, we're still a baby. How big will you be 15 years from now? I think 15 years ago, I told my team that 15 years in the past 15 years we grow from nothing to this size, and 15 years later I want people to see and know about Alibaba because it is already everywhere. I want 15 years when we talk about e-commerce, why small businesses can use this e-commerce, use internet and can do business across the nation. And I hope 15 years later people forget about e-commerce because you think electricity, high tech. This is something that I don't want 15 years later. We still walk on the street talking about why and how e-commerce can help people. You try to get into 3 colleges. Each time they rejected. Now I try the examination that young people, if you want to go university, you have to take the examination. So I failed 3 times. But I failed for funny thing, I failed a key primary school test for 2 times. And I failed 3 times for the middle schools. And you will never believe in Hangzhou, my city, there is only one middle school. Last only 1 year. It was changed from primary to middle school. I could graduate our school. No middle school accepted us because we were too bad. it will become a middle school. What if I did it have to being rejected? Well, I think we have to used to it. It's not bad, not good. Even today, we still have a lot of people rejected. I think when I graduated from university, and before, for 3 years, I try and fail to the university. I applied job for 30 times, got rejected. I went for police and they no 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 they even KFC, when KFC came to China, came to my city, 24 people went for the job. 23 people were accepted. I was the only guy. And we went for police, 5 people, 4 of them accepted. I was the only guy never received it, being turned down, rejected. By the way, I told you that I went apply for Harvard for 10 times, rejected. I know you could be rejected. Sorry now. 10 times you wrote them and said I like, yeah, yeah. And then I told myself some days I think that can be arranged. Richard Nixon came to Hangzhou, and after that, tourists flooded. Yeah, and that's how you learn English. Yes, I really like the. I don't know why 12, 13 years old. At times I suddenly fell in love with the language English. There's no place you can learn English at that time. There's no books, English book. So I went to Hangzhou Hotel, now called Hangzhou, because that was a hotel that received the foreign visitor. So every morning from 9 years, I show around Suga and they taught me English. And I think that changed to me. Today, I'm 100% made in China. I never got one day trained outside China. And when people talk to me and say, Jack, how can you speak English like that? Why you sometimes talk Western guys? I think that was naive. This Western tourist opened my mind because everything they taught me was so different from the thing I learned from school and from my parents. So now I have a habit. Whatever I see, whatever I read, I use my mind. Think about doing business. It become Jack Ma. Actually, Jack, the name was given by a lady in tennis. She, a tourist, she came here and she said, came to Hangzhou, became a pen friend. Mandarin is so difficult to pronounce. So she said, do you have an English name? I said, no. Can you give me an English name? She said, okay. She said, my father called Jack, my husband called Jack. What do you think about Jack? I think good. So use that for many years. Okay, we have some break time. Okay, let's continue the discussion. First visit to America in 1995. 1995, yeah, I came here for a project helping the local government to building up a highway. And you try the internet. I tried the internet in Seattle and in a building called, I don't know whether the U.S. bank still there or not, but a building. And my friend opened a small office which like only 10% bigger than this room, and a lot of computers in there. And he said, Jack, this is internet. I asked, what is internet? He said, search whatever you want. At that time, they used Mosaic, very slow. And I said, I don't use it. I don't want to type it because computers so expensive in China. If I destroy it, I cannot pay. He said, just search it. So I searched the first word, beer. First word is beer. I don't know how why because it's easy to spell. And I see beer from Germany, beer from USA, beer from Japan. Is no beer from China? I say, okay, that's the second word, and no data, nothing, nothing, 1995, no data about China. So I talked to my friend, why don't I make something about China? So we made a small, very ugly looking page called China. It's about something like I did a translation agency and listed on the. It was so shocking. We launched at 9:40 in the morning. 12:30, I got a phone call from my friend who said, "Zach, you got a file email. What is the email?" And he said, "These are the thing." He said, "People are so excited. Where are you? This is the first time I see a Chinese website on that. How can we do something together?" So I think this is something internet interesting. So we should do it. What did you call as Alibaba? Alibaba. Well, when I started, I think internet is global. We should have a global name and a name that is interesting. Yeah, like at that time, the best name was Yahoo. So I'd been thinking for many days. Suddenly, Alibaba is a good name. I was happened to be San Francisco. Right? I did a lunch and waiters come. I asked her, "Do you know Alibaba?" She said, "Yes." I said, "What is Alibaba?" She said, "Open Sesame." Good. So I ran down street and 20 people. They all know about Alibaba and for the Thief and Open Sesame. And I think it is a good name and started with A. Whatever to talk about, Alibaba always on top. You have said before that is creating Alibaba, you had to create trust. Yeah. Because people in China was used to face to face. Yeah, how did you create trust? I think because we started doing business on the internet. I don't know you.